Crystal Palace 1, Chelsea 3, and we cut it late, right? Chelsea Football Club doesn't do anything easily. Crystal Palace, no Elise, no Eze, no Guehi. You know what? Chelsea should have a comfortable evening. Chelsea just scored 3 and win. Well, yeah, we scored 3. But this was beyond pathetic, man. I don't even know how to be happy at this moment in time because what we had to go through, 90 minutes, is absolutely preposterous. Then we saw 2 world-class finishes and all of a sudden the score looks 3-1 and I'm meant to be over the moon and happy. But I'm happy, I'm not gonna lie to you. And the reason I'm happy is because we got back-to-back wins and sometimes the results are all that matters. Look, we all know Pochettino is getting sacked at the end of the season. And if he doesn't, it's because something miraculous happens and we finish somewhere near 5th or 4th. But at this moment in time, every win brings me happiness, and I'm here to talk about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly, and we're going to break this performance down because there is a lot to talk about in reality, right? There are elements of this game that didn't go Chelsea's way. There are elements that are just repetitive. Pochettino does the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome, and I don't understand why. And then the injuries hit, and we're going to break it all down. So before we go further, I need you lot to hit a like button because Conor Gallagher today, I'm going to call him Conor Bratucha Gallagher because he's my broski today. If he finishes like that, he can play every game. I've always said this. If Conor brings goals from midfield, he can play. I don't need link up. I don't need his ability to connect everyone else together. He can play. Subscribe to the channel and let's keep it stepping. I give praise when it's due. Well done, Conor Gallagher today. Start with the good, and the reason I want to start with the good is because I think we need to be positive, all right? There's not been much to be positive about this season. So at this moment in time, I've got 4 things that we can be positive. Firstly, post-team talk at halftime, everybody was singing everything's gonna be all right. A little bit of Bob Marley can get everybody happy, all right? We had some Bob Marley on, the Palace fans were singing, the Chelsea fans were singing, and Chelsea clearly came out the back and said, you know what, today we're not gonna lose, not on our accord. 40 seconds in, all of a sudden, the first combination from Chelsea Football Club. I don't know what they do on the training ground, but I really hope it's what we saw over there because we didn't see it for 45 minutes, but we saw it in 45 seconds. It was lovely. It was get the ball to Palmer, he gives it back to Gusto, gives it to Caicedo, Mitchell falls asleep, there's a run in behind, lovely side through, cross, and Gallagher's there to slot it like he's Frank Lampard. The way he banged that in, right? I was like, hey, this is Frank Lampard resurrected because that's what Frank used to do his whole career. Late right run into the box, left foot, right foot, don't matter, we're slapping it in, easy, all day. And I was like, 1-1, let's go and put in a performance to win it. Then the next positive is Malo Gusto. And Malo Gusto in this rubbish season is one of the few positives that I believe we could go forward with because I don't care how good Reece James is. If Reece can't stay fit, Malo's not letting that shirt go. Malo Gusto can defend. Malo Gusto can go forward. Malo Gusto gives you that tenacity, gives you that ingenuity, and with time he'll give you leadership because you already see the way he is. He's a silent assassin. He walks around, wins the ball, receives the ball in tight areas, little flicks here and there. Always, what I love about him, no matter how much pressure he's under, give me the ball. Give me the ball. And I love players like that. The reason I say I love players like that is because I trust his technical ability. And more importantly, I trust his physical ability. The two of them merged together, you get a bad boy player. And that's exactly what he is. He got himself a good assist. I really hope he's not injured. I really hope he didn't pull his hamstring because we took him off. But we already know this guy at this moment in time is playing way too many minutes and we need to ensure that we treat him with care and love. So make sure he is fine. The next one is about the one and only Raheem Sterling. Raz gets a lot of criticism. I can't lie to you. Raheem Sterling at this moment in time is a player that deserves more praise than he's actually getting because he is a good footballer. Does he frustrate all of us? 100%. Does Raheem Sterling annoy us? 100%. Do we expect more? Yes. But he came on and he didn't sulk. It's very easy for him to look at this team and go, Noni was being crap, he's playing ahead of me. Cole today has been crap prior to these assists, he's playing ahead of me. Jackson has been rubbish as per usual, he's playing. This is what he's most probably thinking in his head, even though I like all 3 of those players. Yet, he picks up the ball on the halfway line, rides one tackle, and the easy thing for him there is to fall. Nah, he stays on his feet, straight away releases Palmer. Palmer comes in, just lovely weighted pass, just calm, composure, straight to Gallagher. Gallagher left foot finish. Wonderful finish. Honestly, it drive me nuts, bro. I was jumping up and down on this couch. I was over the moon. Honestly, I could not believe we won the game. I was expecting a 1-1 draw. I was expecting to be heartbroken. Follow it up with the final one. We get a beautiful counter-attack goal, and Enzo's goal-scoring prowess continues. And the goal from Enzo, if this is what you pay 100 million for, by the way. You know, people say, oh, what has Enzo done? What has Enzo ever shown to be 100 million? That finish there insinuates why he's a 100 million pound player. How many players slapped that first time? Nope. Puts the defender on his arse. Whoop, takes another one so the keeper stagnated. Top bins as if he's at Power League, bruv. Trying to go for the crossbar challenge. Just a little chip, back lift, one step. Beautiful finish. And Enzo in this whole game, right, in my opinion, wasn't good. The tactics that we are using to utilize Enzo Fernandez are criminal. We're not using him to the best of his ability. We're using him to the worst of his ability. And he's still somehow getting GNA, and they'll mask it. Fans will be like, you know what, we're playing well. At least we're getting results. We're up to 9th. But we're masking results over trying to get good performances and build something. And this is why I don't think Pochettino is going to last. Now let's move on to the bad and the ugly. Before we get to the bad and the ugly, make sure you subscribe, because honestly, it really helps the channel grow, and hit the like button. We're aiming for 1,000 likes. But let's start with the ugly, right? The first 45 minutes was the worst 45 minutes of the season. And this is when Liverpool was a few weeks ago. Wolves was, the second half was a few weeks ago. Manchester United was a horrible performance. There have been so many bad ones. But that 45 was arguably shocking and made all of them look decent. We had the first shot, not on target, a shot from Conor Gallagher on the 46th minute, so in injury time. And that was the best thing I saw all half. And I was asking myself, what are we doing here? On what ground are we meant to be a top team that's got any aspirations of beating Manchester City and then beating Liverpool in the final? No, none. Because the performance was bad, and I'm going to explain to you why it was bad, because this is the next ugliness, right? That's going to come in the bad. The next ugliness was the goal we conceded. And a lot of people are going to say, you know what, Alex? It's time to get Silva out of the team. Guys, I agree. I think Silva at age 39 shouldn't be playing football in the Premier League. However, when Silva plays, Maurizio, you got to adjust your tactics, right? You can't play everyone on the halfway line. Alter your tactics, because he has to play today. He has to play. Colwell wasn't fit enough to play 90 minutes, right? You don't have Badiashile. Trevor Chalobah hasn't played football all season. Gilchrist isn't good enough to play centre half. Mateta would have eaten him alive. He is a young kid. Yet, people are like, no, Alex, you have to be understanding. Silva's the reason we're bad. Nah, bruv, we got multiple reasons why we're bad, right? It's not one reason why we're bad. If Silva was the only reason, Poch would have fixed it by now. The goal they scored. Disasi, one-on-one with Mateta. Disasi gets absolutely ripped inside out. And the reason I don't like Disasi playing at centre-back is because I think when you play for a team like Chelsea, you're on a halfway line, right? And if you want to play it the way Poch wants you to play, you're going to be pushed up, and your defender needs to be capable one-on-one. Disasi's not, because Mateta just showed us again. Cool, he gets ripped. No problem, he's in behind. React now. Everybody concentrate. Silva doesn't get rid of the ball properly. It goes all the way to Noni. Noni, you've got the ball. And this is what I hate about young players, right? And the reason I always say it needs to be Sterling, Nkunku, and hopefully one more experienced one with a youngster. I always say that. And the reason I say it is because experienced players don't make mistakes like Noni just made. Noni gets the ball. Noni's haggling, moving, touch, loses the ball because he throws it into Caicedo in no man's land. Like, he didn't pass it because he thought Caicedo was the best option. He passed it, and this is going to explain to you, because Caicedo was available there. He had no other choice. He just did not want to give the ball away. Take it. And we got punished for it because Lerma scored an absolute cracker. Like, there's no tomorrow. Then we need to talk about the bad, right? Silva's time as Chelsea player might be coming to an end really quickly. And I really hope it doesn't get toxic. The way it did with Aspilicueta, the way it did with Branislav Ivanovic, the way it did with multiple old players. Because it gets to a point when the manager has to make the brave decision of putting an old dog down. And that's the way you need to look at it, right? Somebody that's done so much, somebody that most probably the whole game loves. Silva at this moment in time, in my opinion, isn't of the caliber for where Chelsea want to go with Pochettino's tactics. If we had Jose, this would be no problem. You have Silva in the middle, 2 centre-backs, everything's fine, and you protect him, you grind out wins. However, Poch wants to play more front-footed football. And if we're going to play front-footed football, this has to happen. He has to drop him. Levi needs to play. And when Levi came on, you saw a change. And Silva looks injured now, so he's kind of made the decision for Poch. But it is what it is. I really hope he's not out for a while. I really like the player. Like I've always said, he's some of my favourite players of all time, right? And I won't allow people to come on my channel and chat nonsense about him. I really won't. I will defend him because I think he's a great player. Then, we need to talk about Caicedo's usage. Caicedo in the middle of a back 3, trying to build up play. Enzo dropping the... You're just avoiding the problem, big man. Like, you need to have them closer, because when they're closer, then we got Palmer dropping in, or offering options, and you've got triangles forming. There's no triangles. Like, we actually won the game today, but I don't see any patterns of play, and it worries me. And people are going to say, oh, individual brilliance, Alex, wins you games, get the ball to the final third. We don't get the ball to the final third. If we consistently got the ball to Enzo, and then Enzo got it all the way to Nkunku, Palmer, Jackson, and they're losing it, and they're trying passes and they're trying flicks that aren't working, I'm going to say, that's on them, right? But we aren't doing it. We're consistently just trying to be stupid. And I don't like it. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like it at all. I can't keep breaking this down for you. We build with one midfielder, and then we spread our 2 wingers. And in the second half, we pushed up our fullbacks, and then we tucked in the forwards. And that kind of made a difference. But it's still just, we're just not clinical enough. We're not. Well, Ben Chilwell in that first half. Like, Ben Chilwell had a stinker of a first half. And you're going to say, Alex, why are you picking on him? Because he's the captain. Like, you're meant to be the experienced head. When Noni makes mistakes, I go, he's young, right? When Palmer has bad games, because for me today, Palmer had a bad game. Palmer may have walked away with 2 assists. And people are going to say, yeah, but he walked away with 2 assists, Alex, what are you talking about? No, I genuinely think Palmer had a bad game today. But I'm going to say, Palmer is a young player that I expect to have bad games. This is when we signed him. I said, he's going to have bad games. He's young. Ben Chilwell has too many bad games for an experienced head. It's like with Raheem. When I get annoyed with Raheem, you're too experienced to be having so many bad games. Ben picks up the ball. Weak. Lazy. They should have got a penalty, by the way, at 1-0. Silva and Ben, I don't know what they were doing with the fouling, the elbowing, and the kicking. Like, it was lazy defending. Lazy. And finally, Noni, Jackson, and Palmer needs to stop. On what planet, on what grounds are we as an institution playing with a false 9 and with 3 youngsters? You know, I looked at our team today, right? And I looked at it and I put this tweet out. We are a shocking institution. The fact that we spent $1 billion and our starting lineup consists of those 3 in the front line. I like Cole Palmer. I like Noni Madueke. I like Nicholas Jackson. But I don't want him to start for me. I don't mind Palmer starting because he delivers regularly. But the other 2, I don't know what I'm going to get. One day hot, one day cold. One day cold, one day hot. I don't know what I'm going. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Literally, every single game, I don't know what I'm getting. It's literally toss a coin, heads or tails, boom, good or bad. There's nothing, like, we don't have the presence. And if the games are like this, Palace were unlucky today. I'm dead serious. This is the second time we've beat Palace, and both times I think Palace deserve a draw. Both times. It is embarrassing. It is shameful. But it is what it is. It is 3 points. We're up to 9th. Come on, the boys. Hopefully we nick a draw against City. But don't hold your horses up or hopes up. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.